let's look at some different sources today, and what we will be looking at is the color source, the image source, and the image slideshow source. Now let's start with the simpler of them all, and that is the color source. So let's go to our test tool, let's disable our browser here, and add a color source. Now a color source would be, I'll do color source tutorial, and what we have is a very basic width and height and color. Now width and height don't matter if you want to scale, because this is a blank color. There are no scaling issues, there are no aliasing issues. But let's say we want to have the box to be the full size. As you can see, it's changing dynamically as I'm typing. So if I do 108, that's 108. And there we have it. Now, if I want to change the color, I can just select any color I want or pick a screen color. So if I do that, that changes it into pink. So I'll pick a screen color. And I want it to be, say, this yellowy color here on this image. I'll click that. Okay, and there we go. It's the same color as it is there. Or maybe if I want to change it to this sort of darkish color there. And there it is. That's your color source. That's very basic, very simple. Now we have our image source here. Let's add an image source, and I'll do image source tutorial. I'm going to be left with a mess, but anyway, we'll add an image. So this is where we last left off. I'll go into my backgrounds. Let me grab an image we haven't used yet. That's number 1. And okay, that's the only option we have apart from unload when not showing. This is the same as the shutdown source that we had on the browser. We could do the same, and it will unload the image when it's not visible. So if I swap there, then it unloaded it, and then it will load it again. And that's pretty much how the image source works. Now, we'll go ahead and delete that. We'll delete our color source as well, just save some resources, and let's delete our browser source as well. Let's add an image slideshow. So add image slideshow, and I'll do image slideshow tutorial if I can type it properly. And we have more options here than we had available in the other sources. Now, there are different things such as the visibility behavior, which is always play when not visible. This will keep the slideshow looping regardless of what happens. Stop when not visible and restart when visible is if you want the slideshow to always start from the first image when you show the slideshow, and pause when not visible and unpause when visible. We'll have a few plays around with this, so let's leave it as always play even when not visible. Slide mode is automatic or manual if you want to use a hotkey to control the slideshow, but let's keep it as automatic. Transition type, we have cut, fade, swipe, and slide. Time between slides and the transition speed. So this means for 8 seconds, 8,000 milliseconds, the image will be visible, and it will take 700 milliseconds to transition between one image and another. We can loop it or not loop it, hide it when the slideshow is done, so it just closes it when it's finished, it hides the source. Randomized playback if we want randomized playback as well. Bounding size and aspect ratio. We can choose 1920 by 1080 for it to always stretch the image to the full. That will give us the canvas source. And we can do 16:9, or we can do 4:3, 16:10. It depends. We'll do 1920 by 1080. We could do this multiple ways as well. We can add image files, so add files. I want to add 2, so if we hold Control, we can add 2 files there. We'll do OK. And as you can see, it faded in. If we wait 8 seconds, we can see the second image fade in as well. And there we go. The second image faded in. And since it's on loop, after 8 seconds, it will change again to the first one. And there we go. We can remove just by clicking and removing. We can edit a few things or configure a few things there if we want to do that. And we can change the order if we have an image. But there's another cool thing which we can do, and we won't have to worry about adding or removing images from a source, is by adding a folder. So then if we add a directory, we'll choose this, we'll select this folder, and then it will start cycling our images. Now the difference here is that if I close OBS and I change an image, or if I refresh the browser source, or I believe that it will detect that something has been changed as well. I'll give it a quick look here. So if we go to our backgrounds, and I will remove an image which will appear soon. So let's say I want to delete this image. So I will delete. And image number 4 should not appear. So next image should be the church, and the next image should be this seaside scenery here. So we do need to refresh it. This is something I hadn't tested out before. It's trying to find it. So if we refresh the source, it will get the stuff. And I can undo delete there. But in any case, if I stop and restart the slideshow, it will restart it. And then I can manage everything there. So that's how the slideshow works. And then I can rescale it however I want. It will stick to 16:9 because that's what we decided. Now I believe these images are all 16:9. I believe I replaced or resized these for tournament purposes because we use these as display, so we will not see that here. But that's pretty much how the color source, the image source, and the image slideshow sources work. Thanks for joining me for this tutorial. If you've liked this tutorial or found it in any way useful, please give it a thumbs up. Remember, any queries you may have, find me live on Twitch or drop a comment below, and subscribe for more content. In the next video, we'll be looking at display capture. Take care.